Hi, if you're familiar with any GPT models in modern day times, you know one of the coolest things out there is tool calling or function calling. It's the ability for you to call your APIs to fetch data or execute functions or execute capabilities. So one of the functions or capabilities you might want to do is, let's say a customer is inquiring about something. You want the tool to go and fetch some data from this FAQ sheet that you have, which is going to be exactly the demo we are going to be carrying out today. And you want to enrich, or you want the AI to use a subset of those FAQs in your responses. So you're having a WhatsApp chat with a customer, or the AI, actually, the AI is having, because it's just mind blowing that this is the age, yeah. The AI is having a chat with a customer, and you'd like it to reference some information so that it can ground its responses on your FAQs, this list of FAQs that you've built over years. So today I'm going to be showing you how you can simply do so. Most small businesses run on Google Sheets. You don't need to upload all that information elsewhere for you to take advantage of it. And this is where Hello Duty shines. So to get started, I'm going to walk you through something here, very interesting. You need, first of all, to set up your Google authentication. To do so, come over to Smarts, click on Resources, Integrations, click on Google, and you'll find this page. Click on Create a New Configuration, then click to proceed here to set up your Google. I've already set up mine here. I don't want to expose some of my credentials. I don't want to expose anything. So I've already preset mine here, and I have here, and it's Google 28566. So if you go to your Hello Duty flow, just create a new meta flow, and when you open it up, you have a page that looks like this. I've already created mine. It's called the Fetch Google Sheets. I have a description here to fetch FAQs based on input. So I'm going to be expecting the AI model to choose a category before invoking my tool, this flow, which is my tool. And I'm going to expect it to pass the category of either sizing, returns, or shipping categories. When I look at my FAQ, I have a column category here. And in there, I have sizing, shipping, returns. I have other categories here, but I'm not going to be caring about them for now. So just to discuss a little bit about this sheet, first column I have here is the query, a sample query, the category, priority, and typical responses for that sample query. Okay, so in my flow here, the first thing I want to do then is come here, go to the app section, scroll down, click on Google Sheets. You can also perform a search, and you'll find your application. Next, I have configuration, and I'll just click on Google. Remember our Google Sheets configuration, our Google configuration that we just did a few minutes ago. We have it here, and I can see here it has fetched my spreadsheets. I have other spreadsheet categories in there, but I'm just going to be working with the FAQ spreadsheet. Under sheet, I'm going to choose FAQ. That is as determined down here. Choose just FAQ. Then my operation is, of course, fetch. I want to fetch that data in. I'll also rename my action, and I'll call this fetch FAQs. And that's it, done. Now, if I save this and I run a quick test, start test, I can see my data. There it is, done and dusted. But I don't want to return this whole JSON block. I just want to return this data node here. So what I can do is filter it out by clicking on this select results. I'll switch to the code structure here, and what I'll just do is I'll click my variables here, and we'll come and say data. So once that's in, I save test, come here, click start test, and if we scroll down here, we see another block has been created, and this will just filter out and return my data as this here. And just to illustrate and show you that this data is actually, is real time, I can go back to my FAQs and change maybe one of the messages here. Maybe this, we recommend measuring your feet in the afternoon. I think for us, we'll go with morning. Might not be the most accurate thing, but we'll just go with morning. And if we save that, click test, come back here and let's just wait for that and say start test. We should see our response now says we recommend measuring your feet in the morning. So this is real time and it's very accurate, and this is being passed to the AI and being filtered. Now, I want to use the category that I asked the AI to identify, right? So to do so, I'm going to first of all come here. I can see I already have one execution category, and I'm just going to switch this to say returns. So this is a dummy category or execution variable sample here because I'm going to be testing my flow. I'll then come to here and I'll choose formula. And if you are familiar with JavaScript, this is going to sound very familiar. If you're not, then you can learn a thing or two. So I'm going to be filtering down to my data, and I'll say I want it to filter. JavaScript is very straightforward. And I'm going to add a function here on how it's going to filter. So I'm just going to say row dot, remember my column category, just copy that name there, category is equals, and I'll come here and I'll say category. So if I choose here, I'll say category. And that's it. So in this, what this function is going to do is just going to get the data array and filter and get just the rows where the category is equal to the category that has been passed. So I can also properly name this, and I'll call this filter results, filter to category. Then in my result, I'm going to change the variable here from the previous one to just filter to category. And I'll save this and test, right? So here I have my category as returns. I'll click start test. It will fetch the FAQs as before. But now we notice in our filter to category here, it only returns the results from our set that have the category returns, and our result also returns that specific subset. So if we take another category such as or sizing, maybe we take sizing as our category and we say start test, our emulator shows us that oh sorry, we did not save this, so we have to save this before we start our test. I'm going to click start test here, and now we see our result says category sizing. So that's it. My flow is done and I'm ready to use this within my tool calling. I'm going to be using this in our series of videos where we're going to be using the Llama model to run the Llama model in order to execute a function, this function to fetch FAQs and chat on WhatsApp. So I'm going to have these FAQs being rendered on WhatsApp, and I'm just basically chatting using the Llama model. So stay tuned and see you on the next episode.